Welcome to part 4 of the video. And here we are covering sovereign debt. Now, if I continue with the report which is provided by the Janus Henderson, and this report is very specific to the fact that 70% of the global income, 70% of the global income is near about the debt as of 2019. Now, isn't this a kind of fact we should look into? Isn't this a kind of fact we should deliberate? Or isn't this a kind of fact we should be worried about? That's more important. But are we worried? No. Now, according to the statistics, by 2025, estimated, the total sovereign debt would be near about 80 trillion. With the interest payment means near about 1.8 trillion. Now here I would like to highlight, that's more important. As we speak, majority of the central banks of the globe are raising up the interest rates. Poland already did that. Hungary already did that. Bank of Korea already did that. And many other central banks did that. Bank of England did that. And many central banks did that. And why are they doing it? Which in our parlance is known as policy error. Now, what the hell is policy error? Like I said, policy error means when idiots sit at the top. Just like Powell, just like Janet Yellen. And you know that political equations are very important in the world. The ex-chair of CFTC, the enforcement body in United States, Gary Gensler, is close to the Democrat Party. He got promoted to the head of CFTC, the ex-Goldman Sachs. Today, he is acting as a Security and Exchange Commission chairman. So, who is he? Basically, PEP, politically exposed people. Very simple. So, similarly, what I wanted to convey is that the world would be having serious devastation very soon because of these politically exposed people sitting at the top and guiding the whole world. It is like Indian Bollywood cricketers and Bollywood celebrities. So Indian cricketers and Bollywood celebrities who can endorse anything, and their knowledge base is zero. They don't need any certificate. They don't need any knowledge. They do not need to pass any kind of test. They can simply promote anything. And the whole system is on the toss. Similar is the scene is at the regulatory agencies also. Now, a very important question which comes is, as the central banks are rising and Federal Reserve to rise tomorrow, which is 16th March 2021, we will see an increase in the interest cost. Now, let's take simplistic example. Now, this is Janus Henderson, and Janus Henderson is saying that the world is holding a debt of 62.5 trillion. which means a 1 bips increase. 1 bips increase will end up the world pay 600 billion US dollars more. Do you think we end up paying this money? Do you think so? I don't think so. Because I have latest examples. Sri Lanka, South Africa, Maldives, Mauritius, African regions, Pakistan, and many such examples. Malaysia, Thailand. And don't think the list ends here. List is comprehensive. These all are the nations, those facing huge quantity of the debt. Let's talk about Sri Lanka. And why should talk about Sri Lanka? You just open the Google, the free notebook in the world, which completely disrespected, but not by me. The whole equation of Sri Lanka, that how Sri Lanka is now almost on the verge of default. They are unable to pay a huge debt they borrowed from China. And according to the public statistics, China also not interested to roll over the debt. According to the public statistics, though time will tell more, because you cannot trust on China. This is a thing which I'm saying from the last several years. And now Sri Lanka is in touch with International Monetary Fund regarding the rollover of the debt, which I personally doubt they would get, but time would be letting us know. We have South Africa, and now joining is the Russia. So the ground beneath us, on which we are either sitting or standing, let it be honest, is shaking. The ground is shaking. And we hardly bothers, let it be honest. We hardly bothers because we feel that it's not a cause of concern. Not at all, it is a cause of concern. I hardly seen the Sri Lankan debt crisis, which by the way, you can check everything on the Google, everything. And I regularly do the research on the Google, whereby I try to get maximum as far as the Sri Lankan debt crisis is concerned. Is an example that Asian economies are sitting on a huge debt. Now, whether this is India, this is Thailand, this is Dubai, this is Hong Kong, this is, I would say African region, whether this is Sri Lanka, whether this is South Africa, whether this is Maldives, whether this is any other country, the list is growing. Henceforth, it would be great if we have the live statistics, but okay, we need to live with that because compilation takes time. But as the central banks of the globe forcefully forced to hike the rate at least 25 bips, which we can say, This would have serious consequences on the global financial system. Because technically speaking, the debt bearing cost or the interest coverage ratio would swing like a cricket ball. Here, 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 like a cricket ball, which would impact the commodities like gold, silver, platinum, probably the currencies like GBP, Euro, Japanese yen, Swiss franc, and many such currencies. These figures which are quoted, although I'm reading this report more and more, more in detail because there are a lot of statistics which are being provided. So I'm reading more in detail. But having said that, these are very staring statistics. You cannot ignore that, let it be honest. But yes, if you wish to ignore that, you can ignore it anyway. Now, this is the last part. And I personally feel that the situation is really very tough. See you in the concluding remarks. Have a great time.